So is it okay at this moment to share that, as you called it, special session?
It's very special for me.
Yeah.
It was our last session before I moved to Egypt, and I remember as we started the process, like at some point I feel like I'm on the beach. I
Mm-hmm.
see the seaside. I have this island, and it's like my job to swim to the island.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came, I feel like what is going on here, and then I just open like a box, and from this box I see like the big key of life, like the Egyptian one that we always see in the movies and in the
Mm-hmm.
hieroglyphs and the temples. And I remember it was like very big, and I hold it like I feel physically I'm holding the key, and it's full of light. And for me, this was understanding like I have to do something so important in life. I will do like, how people think like it's a magic or something. But it was not actually this. It was the point where I had to discover myself. The key of
Mm-hmm.
life that I was holding was actually my soul, my body, me as Maria. And when I look back, this was like 2 years ago approximately. What it did for me is when I look at now, I discovered myself. I discovered I
Mm-hmm.
belong somewhere. I was brave to follow my voice and my dreams. And you were the big part of this, helping me. How just do I go left or right? Because I didn't know. And you just told me like follow. And for me, it was super important because now, 2 years later, I am living my dream life. I have a dream job. I'm living in a dream country. I feel I belong and I'm satisfied, like I'm fulfilling my life purpose. Before this, it was very chaotic for me. I was feeling very lost. The people I am meeting, and my whole time was like, what's the point? Where is the point of all of this? Like, what is my purpose? We all have a purpose in this life. And I was like, what is this? So the whole time I'm thinking like it's my job to do something so big and so amazing. I'm the next Novak Djokovic or something, but it's not this. The
Mm-hmm.
point is like I had to look in myself. I had to clean my past, like my childhood, my growing up, to collect my emotions in one place. And I think this session that we had was so important for me because really I discovered myself.
Mm-hmm.
And in the full meaning of this word, not just like when they say in a fancy word, oh, I was meditating on the seaside and I see. No, this is really a work deep down on yourself, discovering inside what we carry and this divine energy that we have and how we can use it for our benefits. Just like you have to make a first step, you have to be brave to follow, like it's okay, maybe it will not work, it's okay, just go. Because really I always go with this word from Rumi: when you
Mm-hmm.
start to walk on the road, the road will appear, like the way will appear. So it's about us, that we have to look deep down in ourselves and understand what is going on inside. Are you confused? Are you afraid? How you feel, jealous, angry, in love? And that you collect yourself. And I think the hypnotherapy that we did helped me so much to open the door for myself and just be brave and calm to make a first step. Everything else was coming. Everything else was coming like Lego boxes. Like I think it was a break point for me.
Perfect, perfect. And how many time it took after the session to, as you said, find yourself? Was it immediately after the session or it took some time?
It took a while because in my particular case, I had a lot of baggage behind me, and a lot of things were happening to me in my previous like years of life. I was, after all, 35. I waited for my birthday at 35 in Egypt, but it took me like, let's say, 6 months to understand the process, because we have to work on ourselves. It's
Mm-hmm.
not enough that you help me with the hypnotherapy and open the door for me. It's my job to continue the path. Like you were the tool to help me how to unlock the door, how to go inside. But I feel that when I was working on myself, because I had a lot of baggage, it took a while, like 6 months, that everything like started like to be like when we make closets and we put our stuff in their place. This is how I felt like finally things are coming. But I needed your help. When I look back, I needed your help to help me, like to guide me little, to understand like where am I, what is going on? Like I am so confused in this world. It's so chaotic, phones, laptops, so many distractions. You and I always remember your voice, like putting me like in just collecting me, and it was my decision. It was my decision, it was my work. I had to do the work on myself. And really, this is now 2 years. Really, it was amazing thing. Like I was brave to decide for myself what to do.
Perfect.
So yeah.
Perfect. But also, I have to mention that back then I was in school, so you have helped me also a lot because I was collecting experience.
Yeah.
And with you, sessions are always like crazy different in a positive sense. And
Mm.
I have to be honest, I learned a lot from you. So thank you. And I think that the help was from both sides. You helped me and I helped
Yeah.
you.
Because
Perfect.
I feel because I was willing, many people today are not willing to make this first step. They're so afraid, they're so confused how it will turn out. They always think like, I don't feel security and I don't feel safety if I do this change. What will happen? I will not make this money or I will lose this. They are so afraid. I was willing because I came to that point. I was in a black hole and I didn't know what is going on around me. And because I was willing and I believe that you are able to help me, to guide me, not to do, you didn't make a decision for me. This is very important that people understand. I was the one to make a decision. You are the helper to just clear a little bit this fog that is around me. So I feel because I was willing, that's why it worked. I was not
Perfect.
afraid. Yeah.
Yes, it is clients. If there is no willing, there cannot be a big change. But if there is willing, there can be
Yeah.
huge changes. Perfect. And as you mentioned that you were afraid back then, is there any message for the end?
Don't be afraid. This is
Hmm.
what I said to my little one, and I'm telling to you guys, really don't be afraid to make a decision for yourself that is completely different. We really have to tune with ourselves and listen to ourselves because this is the only way, really. I don't be afraid. Just go right through it.
Hmm. Were you afraid to move to Egypt?
It was a huge change. I'm a woman, I'm Orthodox, I'm going to a land that is like mostly Muslim country. It's Egypt. It's not like I'm going to Dubai or something like this. But at the same time, this fear was positive fear. It was a fear like I'm a bit afraid like where I'm going, but at the same time I'm excited. I'm
Hmm.
excited. Why? Because this was my decision. It's not because of my father or my mother, or I'm pleasing my sister or my husband or like this. I completely make my own decision and I was feeling excited. I was calm because it was my decision. And I said, there is no way I can be wrong because this is what I feel. And I feel this is what helped me with you. You make my nervous system and my anxiety to be like in the normal line. And this is what helped me to think clear. No, this is what I want. I don't want to go to America. I want to go to Egypt. And at the same time, you are excited, a bit like it's not a fear like what will happen. No, it's just like how do I organize myself?
Hmm.
And really, the moment I landed in Egypt, I felt like, oh my God, finally I'm starting my life. Like I'm 35, I'm starting my life, and I was not afraid.
And how you feel now after 2 years that you landed back then?
Oh my God, it was the best decision I ever made. It was the
Mhm.
best decision I ever made in my life. I am so happy. I am living the life I always was imagining when I was like 4 or 5 or 10 years old. Even I go through my old journals that I was making as a girl, like when I was 11 years old, and I can tell you, like, I described completely this. I'm on the beach, I have a Red Sea, I am diving, I'm working some online work, I'm like this, and the opportunities just come. And the people I'm meeting in Egypt, it's amazing. It's amazing. The people, it's like when you are connected with yourself, then you are tuning with other people. And it's really, it's amazing what is going on, really. And it was the best decision I ever made,
Per-
ever.
Perfect. It's very interesting how we forget our childhood memories again, because you mentioned you were 11 years old and you were dreaming about sea and everything, and but then after we grow up we forget it, but it returned to you. That's amazing.
It's, I feel like because we make it like a bit clear, like the
Mhm.
mess that I was feeling, we make it a bit like order. So I was able to tune with myself. Like again, I'm coming back to myself. When we say coming back to the roots, I feel like this is coming back to yourself, your divine self inside. And this is where your true potential comes. If you are for the music, if you are to make amazing cakes, if you're anything, we are so creative, but in today's world people are distracted with many things, and then they forget about the basic stuff, and this is to laugh, to be happy, to be joyful, and to be fearless. There is no reason for us to be afraid, really. It's maybe for some people so scary, and it was so scary for me to make decisions, but I was willing. And when you are willing, then the roads open. So yeah, yeah.
Perfect, and thank you very much for this amazing story. And our today meeting came to an end.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for sharing your story, for your experience, and I hope that it will help somebody to uh, move from a point, and I hope that you will have an amazing day after this. Thank you very
I
much for your
Yeah, I
time.
just want to say, please
Yes.
continue what you're doing because you are an amazing person for this. This is your calling, and I feel you will help a lot of people to who feeling like lost, that they will be able to find themselves again. So please continue what you are doing because you are also amazing person to do this.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your kind words. Thank
I
you.
see you soon.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.